Hello everyone, my name is Reagan Nevels. For those of you that do not know me, welcome to or welcome back to another episode of Motivation with me. So if you didn't already know by the title of this episode, we are going to be talking about determination. And this story that I'm pretty sure you guys assumed I had is about my little sister Grace. I am the oldest of 4 siblings. I have 1 younger brother and 2 younger sisters. And we are going to be talking about the baby of the family, which is grown in her personality. But anyway, we're going to be talking about her determination because I was just like, what in the world? But anyway, last night I was taking my mom and my 2 little sisters, which is Grace and Paige, taking them to Target, and we all went in, we just wanted to have a late night run. I know my mom had to get a few things she wanted to get. I had to make a return on a lampshade. I wanted to get some snacks, and anyway, we were all going our separate ways, and Grace went with me. And so she was like, Reagan, can we get these red velvet cookies? I was like, sure. And we're running around getting my stuff. She was like, Reagan, can we get the red velvet cookies? And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Grace, I completely forgot. And so we're running around Target looking for the red velvet cookies, and we can't find them. I was like, okay, so Grace, do you want some Oreos? Do you want some chocolate chip cookies? She was like, no, I need red velvet. And I was like, what do you need red velvet cookies for? And she was like, well, I'm gonna have a sale tomorrow. And me just like putting it off or whatever, it's just like, okay, let's go find the red velvet cookies. And so we all got back together, finally found the red velvet cookies because I could not find them. I did not know where they were at, and the store people told me that they didn't have them. So my mom, she finally found them because moms are just like, they just know where everything are. Like they could be in the diaper aisle and they'd be like, oh, they're here. Anyway, we found them, we checked out. It's the next morning, 8 o'clock or so. I got up at about 8 or 8:15. And I see Grace dressed, like completely dressed from head to toe. Well, I should say from shoulders to toe because Grace does not know yet how to do her hair. But she was completely dressed. And I'd say that it was tip-top spectacular for a 7-year-old. And I was like, Grace, why in the world you were dressed? She was dressed before everybody else was woke. I mean, I was still asleep. And she came in my room dressed, talking about Reagan, it's time to get up. I was like, okay. And she was dressed. I was like, okay, Grace, why are you dressed? She was like, I told you yesterday I'm selling my red velvet cookies. And I was like, oh, you were serious about that? And she was like, yeah, I'm selling my red velvet cookies. And so once again, I just put it off because I did not think that she was serious. And so before I know it, Grace is outside. Well, she's downstairs gathering all of her stuff together, her juices, her red velvet cookies, her table, and everything in order to go outside, sit in the front yard, and sell some cookies. And so me and my next to oldest sister, or my next to youngest sister, I don't know which way that goes. She's younger than me. But we were just looking out my window, watching Grace sit outside. It is so hot today. Keep in mind, it is so hot. She's just sitting outside selling her cookies. She was determined. That's the point that I want to get to today. She was determined to sell those cookies. And don't you know, her first customer came around maybe about like 5 minutes or so after she'd been sitting outside. And she was like, what are you selling, honey? And she was like, red velvet cookies and some juice. And the lady was like, okay, what are you selling them for? And she was like, no, I'm just selling some cookies. And I was like, you go ahead, Grace. Me and my sister were up here just looking at her, watching the situation. And the lady was like, oh, okay, I'll be right back. And so we didn't know if the lady was gonna come back or not. And she went to her house and she came back with $10. And I was like, well, I was just thinking, we were up here and we were like, if Grace wasn't so determined to get those red velvet cookies last night and to get out there at the time she wanted to get there, she wouldn't have received that $10. The lady ended up taking a cookie and a juice. And I just thought it was so sweet. Me and my sister thought it was a one-time thing. No, the FedEx guy comes around. He gives Grace $10 or $15 just for a few cookies and a drink or something. And he once again was like, hi, sweetheart, what are you selling them for? She was like, I don't know, I'm just selling the cookies. And he was like, okay, love that. And he gave her the money, took the cookies and everything. And I was just so inspired by the situation because Grace, throughout the entire duration of these last 48 hours, she was determined to get outside and sell those cookies. And because she was determined, she received the blessings from that. She got to have conversations with these people and ask them about how their days were going. I mean, I was just like, oh my goodness, this kid is so smart. And so she was selling her cookies and she was still out there. And I was like, Grace, it's time to come back inside. No, she got another sale. And I mean, she just kept selling for maybe about 30-45 minutes or so. And I was just like, wow, determination can literally determine whether you go right or whether you go left. And so Grace was determined to go straight. She was determined to go straight and get that money. And now she has money to spend and buy clothes or whatever. I don't know. It was just neighborhood people. I was like, Grace, well, you need a cause. You need to be raising it, a fundraiser for something. And she said, fundraiser for Grace. I was like, okay. But the point out of this was to be determined. I hope this funny story inspired you guys to be determined, to go after your dreams and goals, go after whatever you have a desire to accomplish, and be determined. Be determined in all aspects of your life. Be determined to get stuff done. Be determined to cross stuff off your list. Be determined, period. And I promise you, like, determination, it will just make your life so much better. I love each and every one of you. If you all enjoyed this episode, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below. Also drop another topic that you guys may want me to talk about, because I have done that before and it was awesome. So like I said, I love you guys and I cannot wait to see you guys in next week's episode. Bye.